For part B this week, we're going to do some research. It's something we're going to be doing off and on during the semester. So let's take a look at this uh, assignment here. Oops. Okay, we have a holiday or a couple of holidays this weekend. So Friday is a holiday and Monday is a holiday. So this assignment will be due on Tuesday. So what I want you to do for week 2, part B, is find an example of a minimum of 5 business websites. And they can be any sizes, small to large. You generally learn more if you work with some big ones, some medium-sized ones, and some small ones to get a feel for how differently they use social media. And then, because that's what you're going to be looking at, the social media they're using. If you have your own business or an idea of what kind of business you want to work with this semester in your mind, if you have some business you've always wanted to try out, check for things in that field, or you can just choose a variety of businesses. And so it's a great way to learn about your competition. Doing a little research like this is something you can do all the time, and then you can see what's working or not working for them, and you can learn from what they're doing. And again, choose a mix of sizes, small to large, local to national, to see if their social media use varies, and it does. So this post should be written using lists and paragraph content in it. So for each business, you'll make a list and a wrap-up paragraph that includes the following information. The business name in bold. It should be like a subhead, like this is big here. And then after that, add their website URL so we can check it out. That'll be number 1 in your list. Then write me a brief like paragraph here that tells me about what the business is, what they do, their size, whether they're local, national, international. Tell me something about them so I know what it is I'm looking at when you write or do this part of it. I want you to look at the social media they're using, and hopefully it's all listed on their website so you can check it out. Some people don't do that, so you have to kind of look for it. So maybe find places or websites or businesses that it's easy to do. And because some, like I said, you have to search online, and this would be simpler if you just find businesses that have the websites listed and tell me where they have it. Because my other class, which started at the regular time, I noticed that several people mentioned that some businesses list their social media links at the top. Some list them at the bottom. So if you have a website is really long, having your social media at the bottom might not be a good thing. But it's really short pages, it's probably all right because you might be able to see it right away. So what I want you to do is check the links to their social media and list which are well used or hardly used at all. And don't just say, oh, I'm just going to check on Instagram. Now, because you're going to get marked down. I want you to list every social media that they use, because that's another way you learn. Because some businesses do great on one social media thing and not so good on others. And it can be a mix-up. I was surprised to learn how many people of the businesses that were shared in my other class use LinkedIn and use it a lot, because I was totally surprised. Like I said, I didn't think people used it like that, but they do, especially businesses that are more in the professional area, not so much clothing or food or something like that, but things that are a little, what you see as a professional business. Again, not that cooking and having clothing isn't, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so check their links and see what they're using. Tell me how many followers they have. When was the last post they made? Do they post frequently? Do they post once a month? And that was the other thing. Some people have discovered they have too many platforms, so they'll just leave them on their website and only focus on a couple. So the best thing to do with that is instead maybe get rid of the social media links that you don't use. And then for each business, I want you to do a little wrap up. And this will be a paragraph. You can do it in the list, but type it out like it's long as a paragraph, and tell me what you figured out from the research you did. Do they communicate or interact with on their social media? Do they respond to their people that are followers? Do they use, again, like I said, do they use some platforms more than others? Are they consistent? Do they post, like weekly, several times a day? Some haven't posted in 6 months, Tell me about it. And then after you've done all 5 of these and done this for each set of 5 businesses, I want you, I want you to do an overall analysis of what you learned, because you're going to learn a lot of interesting stuff. That's why it's good to choose a variety of sizes of businesses or something that you are interested in learning about, because you will learn things that you can use in your social media going forward. So I want you to write me an overall analysis of what you found out. And I have an example video of what I've had people do in the past to show how I like this formatted. But basically like this: big name for the business up here, like a subhead. Then make a list. Some of the lists will have more content like this. And then at the bottom, beyond it, after the list end, you'll have this overall wrap up paragraph. So if you have any questions, email me.